Beloved soul, before we begin, I invite you to subscribe so you never miss the heavenly guidance prepared for you. Draw close and allow this message to settle in a quiet space within your heart. Today, this communication is special, coming directly from a realm of impenetrable protection and strength. Archangel Michael, the great commander of celestial forces, the guardian of the righteous, and bearer of the blue light sword, directs his energy to you at this moment. He asks for your complete attention, for there is something critically important you need to know, guidance that could alter the course of your next actions and shield you from a path not intended for you. There is a specific signal, a profound and unmistakable inner sensation, sent to awakened souls like yours. This signal is an act of love, a clear warning that, if recognized and understood, will serve as your strongest defense. You may be on the verge of making a choice, embarking on a new endeavor, accepting an invitation, or committing your energy to a relationship. On the surface, everything might appear correct, logical, even promising. Your rational mind, with its pros and cons lists, might urge you forward without hesitation. However, what becomes clear next could change everything. Archangel Michael wants you to learn to recognize your sacred stop signal. It isn't a bolt of lightning in the sky or an inscription on a wall, but something far more personal, and for that reason, far more potent. It's a sign your soul instantly recognizes, even if your mind tries to dispute it. Recall a moment when you were about to say yes to something or someone. Everything seemed aligned. Those around you encouraged it, and the opportunity felt irresistible. Yet, suddenly, at the last moment, a wave of a strange sensation washed over you, an unexplained shiver down your spine, a knot in your throat, a sudden and overwhelming absence of peace. The excitement you felt moments before vanished like smoke, replaced by a heavy sensation, a deep sense that something was wrong, though you couldn't pinpoint what. This, beloved soul, is the signal. It is Archangel Michael's hand on your shoulder, gently yet firmly holding you back, asking you not to take the next step. It's an energetic block, lovingly placed in your way, to prevent you from entering an area that would cause you distress or divert you from your purpose. Our society has taught us to ignore these sensations. We've been instructed to be strong, to push past discomfort, to power through at all costs, labeling this inner knowing as mere anxiety or insecurity. But Michael is here today to undo that conditioning. He wants you to understand that this feeling isn't weakness. It's your greatest strength. It's your spiritual guidance system in its purest form, a direct present from the celestial realms to ensure your safety and well-being. The signal may present itself in various ways. A sudden exhaustion when considering moving forward with a plan, a series of small obstacles appearing out of nowhere, making the path oddly difficult, or an inner voice, quiet yet persistent, stating, "Wait, not now. This is not for you." The mistake many make is attempting to rationalize this warning. You might try to convince yourself, "I'm just tired," or "It's normal to fear something new." But Archangel Michael asks you to look beyond logic. True wisdom resides not in the mind, but in the peace of your heart. And when that peace abruptly withdraws in the face of a decision, no argument in the world should persuade you to proceed. Before we continue the message, write this mantra in the comments to seal your connection with this protection. Archangel Michael, with your sword of light, guide my steps and protect my heart. Now, continuing the message, this warning reaches you today because a crossroads approaches in your life. It might be something major, or something that seems small, yet its consequences are immense. Pay attention. In the coming days, when you are about to commit, sign a paper, make a promise, or yield to a new situation, pause. Take a deep breath and ask your body, your spirit, how do I feel about this? If the answer is an expansion, a lightness, a serene delight, then the way is clear. But if the response is a contraction, a heaviness in your chest, a sudden unease, recognize the signal. Thank Archangel Michael for the protection and find the courage to stop, to withdraw, to say no. Trusting this signal is an act of faith in yourself and in the guidance you deserve to receive. It means choosing the peace of your soul over the approval of the world. This is the first step towards walking under the continuous protection of your celestial team. Beloved soul, Now that you understand what the signal is, it's important to grasp why it appears. This warning from Archangel Michael isn't an arbitrary act or a test of your faith. It's a precise intervention, a surgical act of love and protection. The universe operates in complex harmony, and every step we take aligns or misaligns us with our highest good. When you receive that stop signal, that sudden sense that something isn't right, it's because higher energies, possessing a much broader view than ours, have detected a vibrational incompatibility on the path ahead. Think of it like a loving guardian who sees a hole in the road long before you approach. You, with your limited ground-level vision, only see the seemingly flat road. But your guardian, from an elevated perspective, sees the hidden danger and rushes to prevent you from proceeding. Archangel Michael is that guardian. He perceives the energies behind appearances. That job offer that seems perfect might come from a company with a toxic culture that would drain your light. That relationship beginning with overwhelming charm might conceal dynamics of control or disrespect that would only surface when it's too late. That investment promising quick returns could be a trap for your financial security. Your human mind cannot perceive these nuances because it's trained to evaluate the visible and the logical. But energy does not lie, and it is the energy of a situation that Michael reads for you. The stop signal presents itself when the outcome of a choice would lead you away from your true nature, into an environment where your soul could not flourish. It appears to shield you from energetic entanglements that would imprison you, from situations that would diminish you, or from people who would not honor the light you carry. It is protection from future regret. How often do we look back and think, I knew, I felt I shouldn't have done that. That knowing was the signal. It was your spiritual team shouting a warning that perhaps you chose to ignore due to haste, scarcity, or external pressure. Today's message is to ensure that doesn't happen again. It's an invitation to honor your inner wisdom with the same seriousness you'd honor advice from your wisest friend. The beauty of this protection is that it doesn't demand you comprehend the why in the moment. True faith is demonstrated when you trust the warning without needing specific proof. The evidence will arrive later, often weeks or months after you've pulled back from a decision. The truth about that situation becomes clear. You hear news, uncover information, and your heart fills with gratitude, realizing what you were spared. It is in that moment that your trust in celestial guidance solidifies. It's also important to distinguish the protective signal from common fear. Paralyzing fear is vague, chronic, and usually linked to low self-worth beliefs. I'm not capable. It won't work. Archangel Michael's signal, on the other hand, is specific, acute, and situation-dependent. You might feel perfectly confident and capable, and the signal suddenly and powerfully appears, focused solely on that impending decision. It doesn't say you're not capable. It says, this particular path is not safe for you right now. It's a red light, not a condemnation of your abilities. Now, before we continue this message, connect with the energy of wisdom and well-being aligned with your highest good. Type 888 in the comments to request celestial clarity in all your decisions. And if this message already brings you light, consider leaving a contribution via the thanks button. Your support, as an exchange of loving energy, allows us to continue spreading these instructions to more souls in need of help and guidance. Your generosity builds a chain of light that blesses us all. Now, continuing the message. By learning to trust this spiritual defense mechanism, you begin to create your life in a much more conscious and secure way. You stop wasting energy, time, and emotions on courses that lead nowhere or are detrimental. You become a skilled navigator of life's currents, knowing when to paddle hard and when to pull in your oars and wait for the tide to turn. Archangel Michael gives you the compass. Your task is to learn to read it, and above all, to trust it, even when the surrounding landscape appears inviting. This trust is a spiritual muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Start with small daily decisions and observe how you feel. Over time, you'll become so attuned to your inner guidance that hesitating when a signal presents itself will become unthinkable. You will know, without a doubt, that stopping is not missing an opportunity, but accepting the gift of protection. Beloved soul, let's now delve into a sensitive, yet crucial aspect: the immense temptation to ignore the signal. Receiving Archangel Michael's warning is a blessing, but the courage to follow it is where the true trial of our faith and self-love lies. Why, even when we clearly feel that contraction, that weight in our heart, do we so often choose to proceed? The answer lies in the complex layers of our human psyche, in the fears and pressures that surround us. One of the most powerful forces that leads us to disregard the warning is ego. Ego loves plans, clings to outcomes, and detests the idea of changing course, especially if you've already announced your intentions to others. Imagine you've told everyone about your new job, your relocation to another city, or your engagement. Backing out after the news has spread seems like an admission of failure or instability. The fear of what others will think, of judgment, criticism, can be so overwhelming that we consciously choose to stifle the soul's voice to save face. Ego subtly suggests in our ear, "What will they say?" They'll think you're weak, indecisive, that you don't know what you want. And to avoid this supposed embarrassment, we proceed along a path our heart has already rejected, sacrificing our inner peace on the altar of others' opinions. Another major pitfall is impatience, deeply rooted in the fear of scarcity. When an opportunity arises, especially after a long period of waiting, the fear that this is the only chance can be paralyzing. We believe the lie that if we say no to this door, no other will open. This sense of urgency makes us deaf to subtle guidance. We feel the stop signal, but fear screams louder. Grab it now or you'll be left with nothing. Thus we rush, accepting less than we deserve, entering situations that are not ideal, simply because we don't trust that the universe has something much better in store for us. If we have the patience to wait for perfect alignment, it's a lack of faith in life's abundance and the sacred timing of all things. Before we continue the message, if you wish to strengthen your commitment to receiving and following celestial guidance, and if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, take this moment to subscribe. Your subscription is a signal to the universe that you are ready for more, and it helps us continue to offer meaningful content like this to you. Continuing the message, there is also the trap of over-rationalization. Our mind is a marvelous tool, but limited. It analyzes facts, numbers, and tangible evidence. When Archangel Michael's signal arrives, it's purely intuitive. It doesn't come with a detailed report explaining the reasons for the warning, and the mind, unable to categorize or prove the sensation, dismisses it as silly or irrational. We convince ourselves, there's no logical reason to feel this way, so it must be all in my head. By overvaluing the mind and undervaluing the wisdom of the heart, we disconnect from our most accurate navigation system. Honoring the signal requires us to be humble enough to admit that there are forces and knowledge our rational mind cannot comprehend, but which our soul intimately understands. Lastly, emotional lack can be a thick veil preventing us from seeing the truth. If we feel lonely or undervalued, any crumb of attention or any promise of affection can seem like a feast. We might feel the signal that a person isn't good for us, but the fear of returning to our solitude makes us accept a relationship we know, deep down, will be harmful. The need to fill an inner void makes us vulnerable and leads us to ignore the most obvious red flags. This is why the path of self-awareness and self-love is so essential. The more complete and fulfilled you feel with yourself, the less likely you are to accept situations and people your intuition rejects. The angels are sending you a special sign. Your lucky number for today is 7. Write in the comments, "I accept the angel's energy. My lucky number is 7 and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I love and cherish so much." If this message touched your heart, show your support with a thanks and help spread this message of light to others who need it. Recognizing these temptations is the first step to overcoming them. When you feel the stop signal, and immediately after, the urge to ignore it, ask yourself, what is pushing me to proceed? Is it my ego? Is it my fear of scarcity? Is it my need for validation? By bringing these shadows to light, you reclaim your power and become free to make the choice that truly honors your soul, the choice of peace. Beloved soul, for the communication channel with Archangel Michael and his celestial team to be clear and unobstructed, we must look within and tend to our own inner space. Often, the difficulty in perceiving or trusting the warning signal doesn't come from external sources, but from an internal noise that we create and maintain ourselves. This noise is generated by unresolved emotional burdens, old wounds, and above all, the absence of forgiveness. Think of your intuitive system as a highly sensitive radio, capable of picking up the universe's most subtle frequencies. Now, imagine this radio surrounded by noisy devices and interference. The celestial transmission continues to arrive, but the surrounding noise renders it inaudible or distorted. These interferences are the dense energies of resentment, guilt, and sorrow that we hold in our energetic field. Carrying unforgiveness, whether for others or for yourself, is like bearing heavy stones in a backpack. This constant burden consumes your vital energy, keeps your vibration low, and blurs your spiritual perception. When you operate from a place of anger, your decisions are tainted by that emotion. You might reject a wonderful opportunity because it vaguely reminds you of an old situation where you were hurt. Or you might accept a detrimental path, hoping to prove something to someone who wronged you. In both cases, you are not deciding with clarity, but reacting to an old wound. Archangel Michael, with his sword of light, not only protects us from external dangers, but also offers us the power to sever the energetic ties that bind us to a past of sorrow. Forgiveness is the scissors he places in our hands. To forgive is not an act of weakness, nor does it mean agreeing with what happened or absolving the other person of their responsibility. Forgiveness is an act of strength and personal liberation. It is you deciding that you will no longer allow someone else's mistake to define your peace and darken your present. It is withdrawing energy from the wound and bringing it back to yourself so you can use it to heal and build. The most difficult, and perhaps most important forgiveness is self-forgiveness. We cling to our past mistakes, repeatedly punishing ourselves for decisions we made with the level of awareness we had at the time. This self-imposed guilt creates a subconscious belief that we are unworthy of happiness or protection. How can we expect to hear and accept a loving signal from the angels if, deep down, we believe we deserve to suffer? This self-condemnation is a huge barrier to intuition. To hear the voice of love, you must first silence the voice of self-criticism. You must look at yourself with the same compassion you would offer a cherished friend, recognizing that you did the best you could with what you knew. Releasing guilt for the past opens up a vast space in your heart, a space of silence and receptivity, where Archangel Michael's guidance can at last be heard without distortion. Before we continue, the angels ask you to participate in a powerful release exercise. The collective energy of this act can move mountains. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you wish to forgive. You don't need to provide details, just the names. As you write, visualize each one, send a wave of light, and say in your heart, "I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you." Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice daily to enhance your inner peace and release anxiety. Now, continuing the message. When you practice forgiveness, you raise your vibrational frequency. You rise from the mire of dense emotions and ascend to a higher level of awareness. From this place of greater clarity and lightness, the universe's signals become unmistakable. That strange sensation transforms into a calm certainty. The heavy feeling becomes a clear no message. You no longer struggle to decipher warnings as your channel is clear. Forgiveness also restores your self-trust. By releasing the past, you stop seeing yourself through the prism of your mistakes and begin to recognize yourself as the wise and resilient soul you are. This self-assurance is vital for honoring the signals you receive. You trust that your intuition is valid, that you deserve protection, and that you are capable of making choices that honor you. Therefore, beloved soul, view the act of forgiveness not just as emotional cleansing, but as an essential spiritual attunement. It is the work you do to ensure that when Archangel Michael places his hand on your shoulder, you will not only feel his touch, but fully comprehend the depth of his love and the wisdom of his guidance. Beloved soul, having recognized the signal, understood its origin, faced the temptations to ignore it, and cleared your energetic field through forgiveness, we arrive at the moment of empowerment, the act of honoring the warning. This is where wisdom translates into action, where faith becomes tangible. Having the courage to stop, to say no, or "I need more time," when everything and everyone urges you forward, is one of the most profound acts of self-worth and spiritual strength you can perform. Honoring Archangel Michael's signal is, in essence, a declaration to the universe. You are saying, I trust the guidance I receive. I value myself enough to protect my peace above any apparent gain. I believe something better is being prepared for me. This declaration sends a powerful wave of energy that realigns your reality with even greater blessings. The moment you decide to stop, there might be initial discomfort. Ego might protest, your mind might generate doubts, and people around you might not understand. They might call you timid, complicated, or pessimistic. This is where your inner strength is truly tested. You must stand firm in the certainty of your heart, and that subtle peace that begins to return the moment you decide not to proceed down the wrong way. Bear in mind, you owe no one a detailed explanation. A simple, "It didn't feel right for me right now," is a complete and powerful response. You don't need to justify your intuition for it to be valid. Your primary allegiance is to your own soul, not to others' expectations. The immediate reward of honoring the signal is a deep sense of relief. Even if there's minor disappointment about abandoning something that seemed promising, beneath it all, a wave of calm will envelop you. It's the sensation of having returned home, to the safety of your core, to alignment with your spirit. It's your nervous system thanking you for not forcing it into a state of energetic stress. This feeling of peace is confirmation that you made the right decision, long before any external proof appears. Consider this act as one of planting. By saying no to the wrong path, you don't create a void. You clear the ground for the correct seed to be sown. The universe abhors a vacuum. The moment you close a door that wasn't for you, the universe begins diligently working to open the door that is. The energy you would have wasted on a harmful situation is now preserved and redirected to attract the truly aligned opportunity. It is an act of faith that what rightfully belongs to you will find its way, and that celestial protection always organizes events behind the scenes for your benefit. Often, the correct path unfolds in a surprising way and at an unexpected moment, immediately after you had the courage to decline what wasn't for you. It's as if the universe was waiting for this display of self-worth to deliver your true gift. Every time you honor a stop signal, you strengthen your faith muscle. The first time might be daunting, but by witnessing the blessings that follow, either from the peace you feel or the subsequent discovery of the danger you avoided, you become more confident. The next times, the decision to stop will be easier, faster, more natural. You will begin to build a history of trust with your spiritual team. They will see that you are listening, and communication will become even clearer and more frequent. You will transition from a life of reaction and stumbling to a life of conscious creation and harmonious progression. Archangel Michael celebrates every time a soul chooses itself, every time it honors the sacred guidance sent to it. He doesn't judge you when you falter, but fills with joy when you succeed. For he knows you are one step closer to living the full, secure, and abundant life you came here to experience. Therefore, the next time you feel his hand on your shoulder, take a deep breath, smile, and express gratitude. Find the courage to stop. Know that this act of apparent inaction is, in truth, the most powerful move you can make towards your most radiant destiny. Beloved soul, one of the most beautiful and empowering aspects of learning to follow Archangel Michael's guidance is the subsequent confirmation. This is the moment where faith meets proof, solidifying your trust in a way no words could. It's what we call later clarification. The moment the universe gently shows you why the door closed, what exactly you were protected from. After making the courageous decision to stop, to not proceed with something your intuition rejected, a period of calm might settle in. During this time, your mind might try to trick you, questioning if you did the right thing. Perhaps I missed a great opportunity, it might argue. This is where patience and trust are essential. You must remain steadfast in the peace you felt when you made the decision, and simply wait. And then, it occurs. It might be days, weeks, or even months later. The insight can arrive in various ways. You might run into an old colleague who tells you that the company you almost joined is undergoing massive layoffs. You might read news about an economic downturn in the exact sector you were advised not to invest in. Or you might discover, through mutual friends, that the person you felt a warning signal not to engage with turned out to have a problematic character that would have caused you great distress. In each of these instances, a shiver runs down your spine, and a sense of immense gratitude floods your heart. So this is what I was protected from, you think. There is no sense of arrogance or "I told you so," but rather a profound humility and reverent appreciation for the unseen care surrounding you. These moments of confirmation are gifts from the heavens. They are designed to bolster your resolve, so that the next time the signal comes, there will be no hesitation. They serve as milestones in your faith, tangible reminders that you are not alone, and that a loving intelligence guides your steps. It is crucial not to cling to the need to receive this confirmation every time. In some situations, you may never consciously learn what you were spared from, and that is okay. True spiritual skill lies in trusting the warning, even without the promise of a later disclosure. However, the universe, in its generosity, often sends us these confirmations, especially at the beginning of our awakening, to encourage us to continue trusting. Share this video with 2 loved ones who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer for your guardian angel. Now, continuing the message. Another powerful phenomenon that occurs when you honor the stop signal is celestial redirection. When you say no to a path, the universe's energy doesn't stop. It simply changes course. It's like a river encountering a large rock. The water doesn't cease to move. It flows around the rock and discovers a new current, often more scenic and efficient. Likewise, when you stop, the universe immediately begins to present you with an alternative, a different route that is much more aligned with your highest good. The opportunity that arises afterwards is almost always superior to the one you declined. It feels lighter, easier, more joyful. Things seem to fit effortlessly. The right people appear. Resources materialize. You comprehend that the struggle and resistance you felt regarding the previous course were, in fact, signals that you were trying to force something not meant for you. The right way flows. This doesn't mean there won't be challenges, but the challenges will be for growth, not friction. They will empower you, rather than drain you. This experience of celestial redirection teaches a powerful lesson. Celestial protection isn't about denial, it's about enhancement. Archangel Michael's no isn't a no to your happiness, but a no to a lesser happiness. It's an invitation to elevate your standards, to expect the best, to not settle for less than the joy, peace, and abundance that are your birthright. Therefore, beloved soul, celebrate the later discoveries. Give thanks for every confirmation, and above all, embrace celestial redirections. View every closed door not as a loss, but as the loving hand of your guardian angel, leading you away from harm and towards an even greater and brighter door already opening for you, beloved soul. Communication with Archangel Michael and the ability to perceive his protective signals do not have to be rare events or occur only in moments of crisis. On the contrary, this is a relationship that can and should be cultivated daily, becoming an integral and natural part of your life. The more you nurture this connection, the more subtle, clear, and consistent the guidance becomes. From someone who occasionally receives a fire alarm, you transform into someone who walks with a wise and beloved advisor always by your side. Cultivating this connection begins with intention. In the morning, when you awaken, before your mind even starts racing with the day's worries, take a moment, take a deep breath, and invite Archangel Michael's presence into your life. You can do this with a simple prayer or affirmation, spoken with sincerity in your heart. Archangel Michael, I ask for your presence, your protection, and your guidance today. Walk with me, illuminate my path, and help me see clearly and choose wisely. Envelop me in your cloak of blue light. This simple act of invitation opens an energetic gateway. It's like opening your home's door to an honored guest. You signal to the celestial realms that you are open, receptive, and willing to collaborate with them. Throughout the day, practice active listening. This means taking conscious pauses, especially before making small decisions. Before sending an important email, making a phone call, or even choosing a route home, stop for a second. Breathe. Ask, which choice aligns most with peace? Notice the first sensation that arises. Don't analyze it. Just feel it. This practice trains your sensitivity to recognize guidance in small matters, so that when a major decision arises, Your communication channel is already tuned and familiar. Visualization is another powerful tool. In moments of uncertainty or fear, close your eyes and picture Archangel Michael beside you. Envision him in his majestic form, with his radiant armor and the mighty sword of light. Imagine him placing a cloak of deep and vibrant cobalt blue over your shoulders. Feel the comforting weight and protective energy of this cloak enveloping your entire being, creating an impenetrable shield against any negativity or danger. Feel safe, shielded, and invincible under his watch. This practice isn't mere fantasy. It's an act of energetic invocation that truly attracts Michael's protective frequency into your energetic field. Additionally, speak to him as you would a trusted friend. No formal words or ornate prayers are needed. Talk to him in your car, while doing dishes, during a walk. Share your concerns, your fears, your hopes. Ask for clarity on a specific situation. Michael, I'm confused about this. Please show me a signal. Help me feel the right path. By treating this connection as an ongoing dialogue, you demystify it and integrate it into your daily reality. You will notice that answers come in the most unexpected ways. Through the lyrics of a song, a phrase overheard from a stranger, an article you happen to find online, or a sudden and clear insight that surfaces in your mind. Be attentive to these synchronicities, for they are Michael's responses to your conversation. It's also important to create an environment that supports this connection. This means reducing external and internal noise whenever possible. Spend some time in silence each day, even for just 5 minutes. Turn off the TV, put away your phone, and simply be present. Silence is the fertile ground where the seed of intuition can sprout. An energetically clear environment also helps. Use incense, essential oils, crystals like kyanite, known as Michael's sword, or simply open windows to let in fresh air and sunlight. A clean and harmonious space facilitates the perception of subtle energies. By consistently practicing these small things, you will stop seeking signals and begin living in a state of guidance. Archangel Michael's presence will become a comforting certainty in your life, and the stop signal will no longer be an alarming event, but rather a natural and welcome part of a loving and continuous conversation with your most powerful protector. Beloved soul, we've arrived at the conclusion of this message, yet the beginning of a new way of navigating life. Gathering all the threads of wisdom Archangel Michael brought us today, the picture that forms is one of an existence lived with an additional layer of security, peace, and trust. Life will not stop presenting its challenges and crossroads, but you now possess a sacred tool, an infallible inner compass to manage them. The stop signal is not a limitation, but your greatest freedom. It is the freedom to not have to repeat the same mistakes, to not have to enter paths that drain your energy and divert you from your purpose. It is the freedom to know that you are so loved and so important in the universe's design that the commander of light himself is willing to be your personal bodyguard, guide, and protector. Living with this awareness changes everything. Anxiety about the future diminishes, because you know you will be alerted if you are about to make a wrong move. The fear of making decisions transforms into a joyful curiosity about which path celestial guidance will show you. You begin to see life not as a minefield of dangers, but as a sacred adventure, where every step is observed and guided. The ultimate integration of all this knowledge lies in self-love. Honoring Archangel Michael's signal is the supreme act of self-worth. It is telling yourself and the universe, I deserve peace, I deserve safety, I deserve the best, I will not settle for less. Each time you stop, you reinforce this belief. You become a fortress of self-worth, unwavering from external pressures or internal doubts. Your energy changes, and by changing your energy, you change what you attract. Instead of drawing situations that test your limits, you begin to attract opportunities that celebrate your light. The right people, the right projects, the right places begin to come into your life with an ease that previously seemed impossible. This occurs because, by honoring yourself, you become a perfect vibrational match for all that is good, true, and beautiful. Archangel Michael asks you to hold this message in your heart, not as a strict rule, but as a loving reminder of your own power and the protection that surrounds you. Do not blame yourself for the times you ignored the signal in the past. It was all a lesson. From today, you have the clarity and the tools to do things differently. Trust the sensation. Trust the pause. Trust the silence that follows a courageous no. In that silence, the universe rearranges the stars for your benefit. In that space, the miracle of celestial redirection occurs. Your life is a precious treasure, and the heavens are committed to helping you protect it and make it shine. Archangel Michael is always ready, his sword prepared not to fight for you, but to illuminate the safe path ahead. All he asks is for you to heed the light. If this message resonated with you and your situation, type in the comments, "I walk under the protection of Archangel Michael." Share your experiences in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.